everybody. I have never seen so many beautiful seniors in. I gotta tell you, this is not an AARP meeting. I'm not kidding. Showed up and the energy was over the top. I'm figuring in about another 15 minutes you'll take a nap. So anyways, let's begin. Well, I wrote it all down, so I'm going to stay on time and then we'll get out of here and take a nap. I need quiet, because I want to hear the laugh.
Bring your energy up, buddy.
Bring the energy, okay. Welcome everyone to your class of 1978 40-year reunion. Well, it's that time again, your high school reunion. Reunions are a little like doctor appointments. You know you should go, but sometimes you don't want to. When we were younger, doctor appointments and reunions were easier to attend. A simple checkup, and we were so full of energy on those first reunions. As we got older, we really didn't want to go see the doctor, but we knew we had to go. They may be for a stress test, a simple procedure, or a colonoscopy. Get over it. Reunions as we were older seem more complicated to schedule, and we try to avoid them. Hopefully tonight will not be so painful, or for some too pleasurable. Oh, you got it, good. Before we get started, this evening was brought to you through the efforts of a volunteer group we know as the Reunion Committee. There are many meetings, planning, discussion, and tremendous effort by many. At this time, if you even just went to one meeting or helped out from afar, please stand up so you can be acknowledged and raise your hand. Let's go. Let's get through this quick. Come on. Raise your hand. In addition to that, we'd also like to acknowledge Carrie Terrell Murphy in the back. Individually, she put in tremendous effort to put everything together so it would go off without a hitch. And we want to thank you, Carrie.
With the props.
There is one person that deserves to be recognized for her above and beyond effort. This person has maintained her responsibility as ASB class president long past the requirement. Her dedication to our class is evident by your arrival to this reunion. She maintains a very busy and hectic schedule, but through all of the storms and chaos, she remains calm and stubborn. Even though she works for the post office, she never went postal. When the committee would struggle with decisions and we're at an impasse, she would come in and make the right decision. Getting it right and making sure everyone's needs were met are her priority. When you see her tonight, please let her know that she is special. We know it and have been spoiled. Corinne, where did you go? Corinne, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You are truly the best. The reunion committee asked me to clear up a few things tonight. In an effort to reduce the cost of the evening, your class of 1978 has partnered with a couple of companies. For those of you that have been reluctant to join AARP, they will be here tonight to sign you up. If you join tonight, they will issue you a free video of Cocoon. It's a very appropriate video. Look it up, you'll get it. Also, for those of you who want to spend your kids' inheritance, Robert Wagner will be here to talk about reverse mortgages. As we approach 60 years old, at the speed of light, we are a class that have earned certain benefits. If you're lucky enough to have not started mumbling, repeating yourself, or forgetting why you got up and left the room, please be aware these symptoms are on the horizon. For this reason tonight, it's more than okay to lie. You can lie about everything. Your job, where you live, your conquests. Don't worry, all your lies will be forgotten by the morning, maybe even later tonight. Also, tonight, please keep your medical operation discussions to a minimum of 6 procedures. The 6 can either be removals like gallbladders, kidney stones, and moles, or additions like hips, knees, and teeth. There are no limits on tune-ups or improvements, which would include facelifts, hair plugs, collagen injection, and implants. Prescription medicine. Please refrain from sharing, selling, or suggesting a medication to a classmate. Tattoos can be displayed on the rear patio. Viagra. Why don't you get quiet? Viagra. For the classmates that have taken the blue pills and are unable to lower their flag after 8 hours, some of the reunion committee have volunteered to assist you. Their high school picture will be outlined in red on your table. Some of the classmates have great names. Hiroko Shimachi. Remember Hiroko? I would love to say her name. I could never say just Hiroko or just Himachi. You had to say the complete name. And after you said Hiroko Shimachi, you felt like you could speak a foreign language. I did. Another favorite was Rina Sakurada. Rina Sakurada. That's a cool name. You know, how do you come up with a name like that? Rina Sakurada. It was so unique, it was cool. I have Rina in a few classes. I think it was Mr. Brown or Mr. Shu. I don't know why. She was so much smarter. I had another favorite girl name. I like this girl's name because it would just flow off your tongue. It was so easy to say. Are you ready? Lydia Gorbenko. Just rolls off your tongue. For the guys, we usually called each other by our last names like Flockhart, Hotman, Lusk, Williams, or Beatty. Some of us had nicknames like Magoo, Schmitty, Cookie. Where's Steve Cook? Cook! And our favorite, Muggsy. That was a good one. There were a few classmates and all you needed to say was their first name. And you knew exactly who they were talking about. Bert. Bert Foster. There's the girls. Yvetta. Yvetta Doty. Judy. And then there was Tina.
Oh yeah.
And then there was Tina. And then there was Tina. Okay. And then there was Tina for Tina Javier. I remember I was afraid of Tina. Because I thought she could kick my ass. Literally, she could kick my, and her brother could kick my ass. He was a wrestler, he was tying me up in knots. Later I would find out that she was a very nice and kind lady and is committed to her family and children, and that she could kick my ass. Well, this is a good one. I don't know if it's going to come out well, so bear with me. I'm about not really close to being done. For many of us, we got our first one in high school. For some it was easy, no problem. For others it was a lot of work and frustration. Sometimes begging and persistence and lying were the only way to get one. When we would ask around to see who had got one, we could see if we could try our luck on that one. Some had gotten many while others could not get one. Some did it with friends and others did it with total strangers. Some were proud of who they got one with while others were embarrassed with who their first one was with. Now some of you were not very good at your first one. Some of you really sucked. While others had great success. Some got their first one through family, which is kind of weird. My first one lasted one day. Now some of you may think that's impressive. It's not. I'm talking about my first job. I came to appreciate my first job. I was nervous, but everything came out okay. I had many jobs over the years. Sometimes I feel I needed more, but the opportunities didn't present themselves. All right. My wife and I had kids late in life. Hey, come on. My wife and I had kids late in life. My son just turned 15, and my daughter is 11. A few phrases come up with classmates like, "What were you thinking?" And "How could you?" Then classmates will talk about other classmates who have younger kids than mine. I think they say it so I feel less dumb. At this point in the conversation, I feel I need to get the upper hand back, and I say, "Yeah, but I was on the football team and I had more friends than you." Speaking of kids, this one might be good. You might want to listen. You guys are a tough crowd. Did you guys pay to get in here?
Hey! Hello! Everyone's talking! Hello! Hello! Hello!
Timeout time.
Speaking of kids, I like imparting my wisdom and life experience on my kids while we are driving the car. Remember, they're 15 and 11. They have to go with me.
They're not going to listen, Ernie.
When we pass an accident, I was discuss driving safely. When we see a homeless person, we discuss how that situation came to be for them. When we see a bank, we talk about the value of money. I'm comfortable with this style, and it works for me. My son just turned 15, and it's awkward to bring up the subject of sex education. I kind of hope one day we'll be driving and we'll see a couple of dogs or cats going at it. And I can segue into how this is special for the dogs and that the dogs respect the other dog and they're making love and he'll be calling her the next day and so on. For some reason, there's a shortage of horny animals on the streets.
You're in a good place, Judy.
The story about the birds and the bees is on hold.
You're gonna do well.
Struggling with authority. You would think after 40 years, things would change, but many things have not. Authoritative figures always bothered me. Coaches, teachers, the police. I just didn't like being told what to do. Now, for instance, when I'm sneaking into a second movie at the movie theater, and the 17-year-old usher comes up to me and says I have to leave, I struggle with that. Marijuana.
Rub my shoulder. Rub my right.
I was talking to Corrine, and she would smoke a lot of pot in high school. I mean a lot. She would smoke before school, during school, after school. She would smoke in the van, at football games. She just smoked a lot of pot. So then marijuana got legal. She still smokes a lot of pot. I'm kidding, she doesn't smoke that much pot. She's into heroin. Driving. Back to school, I was a bad driver. 40 years later, I'm a bad driver again. I tend to tap things with my car. Sleeping around. Back in high school, I would sleep around a lot. 40 years later, I get to sleep on my kids' soccer games, during driving, at work, and during sex. Technology. Before technology took over, we would share our thoughts and pause and get to know each other. We would write letters and poems and cards. Let me ask you, when was the last time you received a handwritten letter? When was the last time you received a postcard? We actually would communicate back in school through one of our forms of texting. We would write a note on a piece of paper and fold it up, and it looked like this. You remember these? And it worked like this. This is how you sent your text. Now, hopefully it got to the person that needed to. Sometimes it didn't. One of our classmates... Oh, thanks. Okay. One of our classmates has some early texts and memories, and she will be sharing with them, with us in a little bit. But before we segue to Judy, I have one last thing to say. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say. All right, this one's important. It's really the only one that's important. Come on, guys. Hey, struggling with being up here. Could you guys all take your clothes off so I can feel more comfortable? Ready? Here we go. I wrote this the other day, and I was a little sentimental. So here we go. Why MHS class of 1978 is so great. Nothing against other classes that are here. It's just, I can only talk about the place I graduated, or came close to graduating. In our circle of friends, we have often heard from many older and younger classes that our graduating class was special and unique. It is easy to forget how lucky we are because this is our norm. For many of us, there were great group outings like beach houses, drive-ins, football games, bonfires, cruising, concerts, ski trips, turning 21, Vegas, houseboating, and great parties. As we got older, it was more intimate. We shared about our new job or that special someone we would spend the rest of our life with. Great moments like weddings, our first home, and children were with our friends. The tough times is when we would do our best work. Broken hearts, illness, grief, and the passing of a loved one were unimaginable with a friend by one side. There could be many reasons why, or only a few why our class is so great. I'll let you decide. For me, I was able to get through the 40 years from my highest of highs to the very lowest of lows, and everything in between with many of you. By my side, let me try that again. For me, I was able to get through the 40 years from my highest of highs to the very lowest of lows. And everything in between with many of you by my side. Or when you carried me when I was very young. I am forever grateful and have passed on these values to my kids. As we enter this next phase of post-high school, there will be more visits to hospitals and unfortunately funerals. Let's support each other through good and bad times. Take the time to call each other and see each other. Let's stay happy and motivated and less crabby. As we approach 60 and keep each other in our thoughts and prayers. I am not on Facebook, but I know one thing I do not like about it. It's that word or action called unfriend. All right.